Welcome to the 16th Annual Gala. This year's theme is Habayit Shelanu, the home we build together. Thank you for welcoming Park Avenue Synagogue into your home tonight for this joyful celebration of Art Penn and our PAS community. We know things look a little bit different this year, so we wanted to show you around.
On the top right hand of your screen, you will see links to our journal and photo booth. Feel free to visit these pages throughout the evening. When you are ready to return to the show, simply click the main event button in the lower right corner and you'll be brought back to this page. You will also see a tech support button in the same lower right corner. Should you have any technical difficulties tonight, we have a team standing by to help. Please don't be shy.
So many of you have donated to make tonight a success. Thank you. If you have yet to make a gift in support of Park Avenue Synagogue, there is still time. Please click the donate button on the upper right corner and you will be taken to a donation form. And remember, no matter where we find ourselves, we are home when we are with Park Avenue Synagogue. And now, without further ado, sit back, relax, kick off your shoes, and enjoy the show.
In December 2019, we came together here to commemorate the new building, and by March 2020, the building was shut down right after Purim.
I remember the pandemic setting in. I remember the tsunami of decisions that were being made. Who's allowed in, who's not allowed in, what precautionary steps are we going to take?
No one knowing what's happening, no one understanding anything, everyone just looking at each other, and at that point you weren't a rabbi, you weren't a cantor, you weren't a custodian, you were just people.
I thought, okay, breathe. Everything's going to be okay. We're an incredibly strong community, and we'll be even stronger for what we've weathered.
It's been a challenging year.
In one word, tough.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Extraordinary.
Different.
A synagogue is much more than a building. It's about a community. It's about spirituality. It's about personal connection to one another. I think we've seen how the community just became stronger even during the pandemic. Members came together to support each other, to care for each other. There were members who volunteered to check in on elderly people. There are members who volunteered to make calls to make sure everyone's all right.
No one was going to come in and save us from the outside. We had to build it up from the inside. And everybody took on jobs and work that they had never done before.
It was the unimaginable. We were asked to use technology, which is something that we use so sparingly.
We've all had to reinvent how we find affirmation and strength and comfort when all of the normal tools we have of personal contact, community contact are not there.
Normally in a lobby, at this time on a Friday, you have hundreds of people entering the sanctuary for a service, but it's not like that anymore. Everything is through Zoom, and it's sad because we love seeing people here.
In the beginning, people were a little nervous to come onto the Zoom to take an Aliyah or to read Torah, but pretty quickly, people adapted, and now it's a well-oiled machine.
The emails that we got after Shabbat showed us that our members really needed us at that time. People needed to be comforted by the tradition, by the music, by the familiarity.
I will never forget Erev Rosh Hashanah last year. The sanctuary, aside from tech crew and my clergy colleagues, was empty. And that evening we went live. There were tens of thousands of people watching and participating, and the reach of our community has never been stronger, wider, and more impactful. And it was probably the loneliest night of my career.
We've had so many people who became friends of our community and met us through the challenging times of the pandemic.
We have people from Ohio and Kansas and Indiana and Florida read Torah on the Zoom. I see messages that say Shabbat Shalom from Guatemala, Shabbat Shalom from Johannesburg, Shabbat Shalom from Tel Aviv.
When I'm teaching a class and people are engaged, when I'm returning emails or on phone calls with people, I know each and every day the impact we are having.
I think the real heroes were all of these people who really put their health on the line, the musicians, the technicians, the team that came to open the building just to broadcast Shabbat services.
We created a cohort schedule of a 2-guy team, including myself and Sam, the engineer. We were here just to pretty much maintain the building.
Alberto is the dream maker who has literally made this year a huge success and safe for all of us to come to school. Alberto checks your health screening and takes your child's temperature. The child then says goodbye to their grown-up at the door before they go through the vestibule. Children want to be in school, they want to learn, they want to socialize. And I think that has risen above all of the obstacles that might have been in their way.
Finding that right balance of safety and responsibility, I think really brought out the best of us here at Park Avenue Synagogue.
Our tradition is amazing. It has been able to find new ways over the years to overcome challenges. And this is exactly what happened here.
My North Star during this time has been my trust and communication with my colleagues, with my lay leadership, and with the community as a whole. And if I'm grateful for anything, it's that trust and community.
The last year has taught me that resilience is critical to our mission. I think that the desire to be part of this community rose above anything else that happened this year.
It is a remarkable, remarkable moment in time, and I hope that when we bring people back to the sanctuary, and I hope that sooner rather than later, we are able to maintain the closeness.
My one-word answer of the last year was crazy. But if I had to come up with one word for the future,
Hopeful.
hope.
Resilience.
Community. Good evening, Park Avenue Synagogue. An Irishman, a Frenchman, and Goldstein are about to be executed. And they're asked by their captors if there's something they wish to have before meeting their terrible fate. The Irishman asks for a pint of Guinness, which he's served, and then he's executed. The Frenchman asks for a filet mignon steak, which he too is served. He too is promptly executed. Goldstein's turn arrives and he asks for a bowl of fresh berries. Berries, replies his captors, berries are out of season. So, new, Goldstein replies, I'll wait. Park Avenue Synagogue, welcome to our annual gala. It's our annual tradition to come together as community to celebrate a deserving honoree and to provide much needed support for our synagogue. We didn't have a gala last year. We all had to wait, which we did, and here we are, our mettle tested, our community strong and resilient, the outpouring of support remarkable, and our honoree, Art Penn, a man who represents the hopes and dreams of our community. Art, more times than I can count as chairman and rabbi, the two of us sat together over bowls of fresh berries at LPQ, in season and out of season, dreaming of our communal future. We explored how to write the next chapter of our narrative. We problem solved and pivoted in the face of the unexpected. And we spoke of how PAS could serve as an exemplar of the possibilities of synagogue life in America. But more than the stunning achievements of your leadership, more than my curiosity as to why everyone else at LPQ was eating a high-carb breakfast except for us, were the values underpinning every exchange. First, we always began our breakfasts by asking each other about our families. I was always and will always be taken by the graciousness with which you asked of my wife and children and the warmth, love, and abiding concern in which you spoke of yours. It's clear, Art, that for you, family is everything. Second, your leadership was always marked by a profound sense of stewardship. Every decision made with an eye to the bigger picture, no one personality greater than the whole. The task of a chairman is to hand to the next chairman an institution as strong, if not stronger, than how it was received. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, gratitude. It was never lost on me, Art, how busy of a guy you are, with family, a business, and otherwise. And I was always struck by the sense that you nevertheless saw leadership as a privilege, that given the blessings of your life, you had a chance to give back, and it was an honor to be able to give of your time, love, labor, and wisdom towards our people. An attitude of gratitude that was never lost on me, the other lay leaders, the community as a whole, and most of all, your children. Family, stewardship, and gratitude. 3 attributes that find ready application in our honoree. 3 attributes that represent the high ideals of our community. 3 attributes that we arrive at tonight to affirm. Tonight's theme is Habayit Shelanu, our house, physical and spiritual, that we build together. What a year it has been. We saw the video. Throughout the evening, we'll hear from fellow congregants about the highs and lows of this past year, how our synagogue family has been there through it all, even from a distance. Family is family, in simchas and sorrows. Proud as we are of our physical space, if nothing else, this year has demonstrated that the strength of our family is far more than bricks and mortar. Second, stewardship. Tonight, we affirm that we're all part of something greater than any one of us, a tradition and a people that extends long before our arrival into this world, and if we do our jobs right, well beyond this trying year, well beyond the length of all our years. What is the point of this evening, if not to signal a modest gesture that, in the finite length of our years, we can, in our own modest ways, impact the arc of Jewish generations. And finally, gratitude. Most simply to say todah, to express gratitude with our words, to express gratitude by our presence, to express gratitude by sharing the blessings of our lives. Every year we know the importance of gratitude, but never more than this one. How deeply precious is the gift of life. Our losses alerting us to the gift of love, our vulnerable humanity alerting to the urgency for acts of kindness, and the sorrows we have endured, highlighting our obligation to express gratitude for the beauty of our lives wherever we can, even if we still have to wait a bit. Friends, welcome one and all, to Art, to Eileen, to Madeline, to Andrew, to Eliza, to the entire Penn family, a huge mazel tov. Let's have some fun this evening.
When I think of Art Penn, I'm immediately put into a New York state of mind. He's cooler than a piano man. He's a risk taker, doing what's right, reminding us that sometimes only the good die young. And he cares about his community. He knows that whatever he puts his energy into is something that should live on for the longest time.
If you said goodbye to me tonight, there would still be music left to write. What else could I do? I'm so inspired by you. That hasn't happened for the longest time. Once I thought my innocence was gone. Now I know that happiness goes on. That's where you found me when you put your arms around me. I haven't been there for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest. I'm that voice you're hearing in the hall. And the greatest miracle of all is how I need you and how you needed me too. That hasn't happened for the longest time. Maybe this won't last very long, but you feel so right and I could be wrong. Maybe I've been hoping too hard, but I've gone this far and it's more than I hoped for. Who knows how much further we'll go on? Maybe I'll be sorry when you're gone. I'll take my chances. I forgot how nice romance is. I haven't been there for the longest time. I had second thoughts at the start. I said to myself, hold on to your heart. Now I know the person that you are. You're wonderful so far, and it's more than I hoped for. I don't care what consequence it brings. I have been a fool for lesser things. I want you so bad. I think you ought to know that I intend to hold you for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest. Ooh.
I've been going to in-person services every Thursday morning with my father since I was a little boy. When the pandemic hit, we all understood that praying in person would not be possible and switching to a remote version of services was mandatory. Some people would make jokes that there were actually more people going to services because of the convenience of being remote. The prayers were great, the technology was great, the rabbis and cantors did a phenomenal job, but we were still missing that one element of being in a room together, praying in person. We made it through the high holidays in the fall. Unfortunately, my mother passed away in November, leaving us to say Kaddish on Zoom as well. And we waited and waited until it would be safe to return to in-person services. When I received the email on Friday, April 16th, that I would be allowed in person in the shul on the 18th, I was overcome with joy. The ability to pray and say Kaddish in person with my father and sister for the first time after my mother's passing was a very moving experience that I'll never forget. And I'm so thrilled that Park Avenue Synagogue has been able to return to in-person davening.
For the past 11 years, I've been volunteering at Park Avenue Synagogue. I meet with the teens, befriending students, knowing who no one is noticing, who needs a smile, who needs a little bit of attention. At the start of the pandemic, it wasn't a structured lesson plan that we've been following. This was changing day to day as they were changing day to day. They're able to discuss things that were important to them. We looked for, how can we help? What is our community? Those are the words that became very, very important for us. Our classes gave everyone a voice. Each week we find more and more teens joining. We find more and more teens participating. We see more cameras that are on. This entire year was devoted and dedicated to what they're feeling and what they want to talk about.
You know, Ozzy, I feel like this moment calls for a toast.
Oh yeah, I'm already drunk. I don't know. At home, are you drinking with us even? Are you? Where's? It's not 4 cups. It should be like 800 in honor of Art and Eileen and all the Penns and our community.
Whatever it takes to celebrate, join us now. Raise your glass to life.
L'chaim.
To life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. If you've been lucky, then Monday was no worse than Sunday was. Drink l'chaim, to life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. One day it's honey and raisin cake, next day a stomach ache. Drink l'chaim to life.
Our great men have written words of wisdom to be used when a hardship must be faced.
Life of light is this with hardship, so the words of wisdom shouldn't go to waste. To us, we are good fortune. Be happy, be healthy, long life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink l'chaim, l'chaim, to life. To life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. Life has a way of confusing us, blessing and bruising us. Drink l'chaim, to life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. And if we seldom are wise enough ever to prize enough,
Drink l'chaim to life. God would like us to be joyful, even though our hearts lie venting on the floor.
how much more can we be joyful when there's really something to be joyful for? To life, l'chaim, 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 to life. It gives you something to think about, something to drink about. Drink l'chaim, to life.
For so many years, our community at the Park Avenue Synagogue has been able to do so much to stand for what's right. Art, thank you for helping us. Thank you for helping us to reach the unreachable stars, to dream the impossible dream.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with the bearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go. Right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms request that my heart will be peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man scored and covered with scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable, the unreachable, the unreachable stars. The unreachable stars.
Last March, when the world kind of shut down, the ECC was a huge loss for our children. And I have seen Park Avenue Synagogue rally 100% behind the ECC. Pamela, along with her staff, rose above it all. They saw the importance of early childhood education. They saw the importance of getting our children back to school safely and happy, and they did it. They put their everything behind it, and it shows 100%. The protocols behind the scenes in which the parents and community members need to follow have been followed to a T, and it says a lot about our Park Avenue community and their commitment to our children. I think the ECC was prioritized because we know that Jewish learning starts at an early age, and we have seen how incredible what comes out of the ECC is. It's just a place of pure happiness. We couldn't be more thankful that there was a push to get our kids back and that they did it safely, and it worked.
Tikkun Olam is one of the values that I learned growing up at Park Avenue Synagogue. One thing that I started doing was volunteering with the MTA to hand out masks to customers. So I'd stay in the station, and as people were coming in through the turnstiles, I'd, give them a mask or two. And over the course of the pandemic, I probably handed out 7,000, 8,000 masks. Another way that I've helped is by booking people vaccine appointments. I figured out how to use the websites and all the tips and tricks. So if I'm there at the right time and I have people's information, I can book them vaccine appointments. When I was a teen at Park Avenue Synagogue, I volunteered with the food pantry every week, and I'd help others in the community. So I feel like the work that I've been doing during the pandemic has just kind of been a continuation of those values that I learned at Park Avenue Synagogue. And PAS is New York tough.
Good evening, Park Avenue Synagogue, and our guests, the friends and family of Art Penn. I am Mark Becker, Chairman of the Board. Tonight, we celebrate our first ever virtual gala, Habayit Shelanu, the home we build together, affirming that no matter where we find ourselves, we are home when PAS is together. And there's no better person to honor this evening than an individual whose servant leadership has enabled us to thrive and feel a sense of community even as we gather in our individual homes. Tonight, we honor my good friend and mentor, our immediate past chairman, Art Penn. Art, tonight, we ironically take your leadership principle, number one, meeting people where they are, for a gala, to heart. We also thank our clergy led by Rabbi Cosgrove and Cantor Schwartz, who embodied this past pandemic year. Strong, inspirational leaders like Art are able to instill a notion of followership and motivate others to follow a path to be the very best they can and act in the best interest of the people they serve. While they say imitation is the best form of flattery, I, perhaps, have taken this notion of Art Penn followership to a different level. Let me explain. Art went to Wharton and started a finance career at Drexel Burnham. I went to Wharton and joined a firm with his former Drexel colleagues. Art raised his 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, at 1172 Park Avenue. I moved into an apartment 1 floor below him and have 2 daughters and a son. Art found a love and passion for Judaism and desire to serve our community, becoming treasurer and then chairman of Park Avenue Synagogue. I, with Art as my leadership portal of entry, did as well. So maybe the real question this evening for me, Art, what am I doing next? What I admired most over the years about Art is his steadfast commitment to family and community. This, combined with his strong sense of Jewish values and bold leadership, has taken PAS to new heights. And Art has been a role model for us all, operating with honesty, transparency, integrity, and fairness, staying true to his leadership principle number 6. It is the late Rabbi Jonathan Sachs that said, to be a leader, you do not need a crown or robes of office. You need to do is to write your chapter in the story, do deeds that heal some of the pain in this world, act so that others become a little better for having known you. Now, Rabbi Sachs didn't say anything about wearing a tie. But under Art's leadership and direction, Park Avenue Synagogue had not only lived up to its storied legacy, but was poised for some of the unforeseen pandemic bumps ahead, and PAS is now able to pave the way to an even stronger and brighter future. Under his stewardship, the once-in-a-generation, a Synagogue in Action Building the Future capital effort saw the renovation of our main building on 87th Street, expansion of the Lifelong Learning Center on 89th, and the adjacent townhouse to meet our community's future needs. Under his administration, PAS also prioritized our services, including transforming Friday nights, enhancing Saturday mornings, offering new high holiday options, introducing study circles, and raised the bar on inclusion and interfaith. Under Art's leadership and encouragement of innovation, we made our services more accessible by introducing Livestream in 2015. This, as we've learned, was fortuitous, another huge building block for our future. Art has an unrivaled belief in Park Avenue Synagogue's mission to inspire, educate, and support its members toward living passion-filled Jewish lives. Art, mazel tov. On tonight's well-deserved honor, and thank you for all you've done for me and our community. And while tonight, for once, I get to precede you, just remember, I will follow in your footsteps anytime. Art.
Thank you so much. A rabbi, a priest, and a minister walk into a bar and start discussing when life begins. The priest says, in our religion, life begins at conception. The minister says, we disagree. We believe that life begins when the fetus is viable. The rabbi responds, you are both wrong. In our religion, life begins when the kids go off to college and the dog dies. Friends, that state of freedom and a sense of a new life beginning was where I found myself in the period before March 2020 when COVID struck. My youngest child had just gone off to college. My 10 years of being a synagogue officer was firmly in the rearview mirror, and Eileen and I were looking forward to the next phase of our lives. Mark, that could be you guys next. To cap off the synagogue part, I was planning on celebrating at the in-person 2020 Gala. There's a saying that goes, man plans and God laughs. Another way of saying it comes from boxing champion Mike Tyson, who said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And what a punch in the mouth the world received. Here we are a year after the gala that was originally planned as an in-person celebration. That gala was postponed early into COVID and is now happening virtually tonight. We are hopefully coming out of one of the most tumultuous periods in modern history. The change from the original in-person plan for this event is emblematic of how we have all had to change plans in so many ways. I am incredibly honored to be honored here tonight. I was also honored to have the opportunity to help lead this community for a decade, 5 years as treasurer and another 5 years as chairman from 2008 until 2018. During that decade, we thought that the recession of 2009 was a challenging time to lead a synagogue community. And it was, but it was small in comparison to what we have experienced as a dispersed virtual community over the past year. Our synagogue leaders have done fantastic work keeping this community strong in the face of tremendous challenges. The saying that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger in many ways applies to Park Avenue Synagogue today. We have an engaged and active membership led by excellent lay leaders and professionals that is now poised to reach new, even higher heights with both virtual and in-person connectivity. I'm thrilled to be in this new, or perhaps I should say newish building on 87th Street, which we finished shortly before the pandemic. This community worked so hard and was extraordinarily generous in creating the reality of our campus, and will hopefully be able to finally fully utilize our vastly improved physical spaces. My thank yous know no bounds tonight. I could spend the evening thanking every lay leader, clergy member, synagogue educator and professional, and of course all of the volunteers and donors who generously gave so much of their time and resources to make tonight possible. And I intend to thank all of you soon, and hopefully in person the next time I see you. But since this is a virtual gala and time is tight, please know that I'm truly appreciative. I feel privileged to have gotten to know many of you, and I'm hopeful that we will be longtime friends. Those individual moments of personal connection with so many of you have been extremely meaningful to me. Back to that question I started with about life beginning. I can't tell you when life begins, but as we re-begin many parts of our lives, I'm looking forward to new chapters with family, friends, and the Park Avenue Synagogue community.
When you think of a man as bold, as great of a leader, and as forward-thinking as Art Penn, one can only imagine what images come to mind. Is it the once-in-a-generation expansion of our incredible campus, made possible through the Capital Campaign? Or is it his family's contributions to the ECC, continuing to make it one of the most special programs at PAS? Is it the expanded travel education program, including an historic trip to Israel with over 400 congregants? Could it possibly be his singing abilities or killer dance moves? No. For those who know Art Penn best, what comes to mind are the Lucites.
The Lucites. The Lucites. The Lucites. The Lucites. It's here. It's here.
Now you might be asking yourself, what in the world is a Lucite?
The first time we met as a group of officers, we were in the boardroom until 1 a.m.
He challenged us to really articulate our values, our convictions.
And that was the birth of the leadership principles.
He came in with a big box and he opened it up. Nobody knew what was in it.
On the table, boom, the Lucite.
And whenever we had something we were confused about or a dilemma of sort,
He'd pull out the Lucite and say, let's see what the Lucite has to say about this.
it was a kind of our North Star.
It was almost like Moses coming down from the mountain with a Lucite instead of the 10 Commandments.
Everyone got a Lucite, and you were expected to keep it with you at all times.
Yes, Art, yes, number 5. I got it. It's a number 5 with a little bit of 7 and a little bit of 9. Okay, good.
For kind of everything important in his life, he has a version of the Lucite.
He would like print out this speech about attitude, and it's like still hanging in my room.
Kind of this like code of ethics.
So on this special occasion, we thought we'd celebrate Art in the most appropriate manner possible, with a brand new personalized Lucite. To not only remember this night, but the community who he has given so much to. And so we present to you the 5 principles of Art Penn. Number 1, thou shalt not wear a tie.
Art every day for many, many years put on a dark suit, a white shirt, and a tie, and he hated it.
He's not a big tie guy.
He didn't like them, didn't wear them.
So what am I supposed to do with these now?
Rabbis had ties on Saturday mornings, not Art.
The no tie is a reflection of something that is a little bit more relaxed. It's a little bit more personable.
You wanted to create a casual environment?
Art was a trendsetter. He's a culture changer.
He was a liberating force by getting rid of those ties.
I wanted to make sure I wore a tie for this occasion, just because I knew it would get a big smile. I went into my closet and I said, which tie is dark and bold and polka dot? Because Art, I love you, and I wanted to wear this tie.
Number 2, call each person you meet by their fullest name possible.
So Art, he loved in board meetings, he'd call people by their full name.
Andrea Bauman-Lustig.
Nadine Nabusha-Cohen.
Special Agent Mark First.
He always called me Mister, so I don't know.
Rabbi Elliot J. Cosgrove.
I'm not sure he knew how to pronounce my name.
He would call me Judge.
The Honorable Judge Melvin Schweitzer. He really gives you the full respect, Mel.
We did wrestle over what my last name was for a while.
And now for an update on the campaign, Andrea Bauman-Lustig.
Or ABL. He loves to give it a little bit of a wink or a nod. He believes it's endearing.
Number 3, good swag goes a long way.
Art always had the best swag.
Truly into the swag.
There's lots of swag. Any and all swag.
My closet is full of Penn and Part swag.
He'll carry a Penn and Park umbrella. He has a Penn and Park vest.
I think there was a long sleeve shirt one year.
I love those sweaters. I wear them all the time.
Every day I wear the same synagogue hoodie.
Some days will be head to toe. Hats, vest, bag. Lots of pullovers.
Penn and Park notebook or Penn and Park pen.
M&Ms. I mean, he's like a walking brand ambassador.
We did free advertising for him.
And every time I went to his office, I would ask for something.
Yes, it's true the man loves swag. Oh, I know where you're going. You're going to raise that rumor again that he somehow tried to curry favor with me or other officers to become chairman of the board by giving away swag. You know what? Those rumors are long over. I mean, I don't remember the name of his company. What, you think the officers and I can be bought? I mean, this is just getting ridiculous, okay? So he had some swag. Big deal, okay? You know what? I'm out of here. It's enough. Where's my bag? Where's my bag? I'm just getting out of here, okay? Damn it, it's raining out. I forgot my umbrella. Where's my umbrella? Here we go. Yeah, okay. I'm out of here.
Number 4, keep the services short.
Art couldn't understand why his Catholic friends could go to church for 1 hour a week and get absolution.
Services used to end at 1 p.m. and they used to start at 9 a.m. That is a long time to be in your seat.
Let's just say that Art's never met a service that was too short.
He was fine with 10-minute services. You know, we could be in, we could be out, and we are done. Amen.
If we were to just say Shabbat Shalom, maybe one word of Torah, maybe a nice little blessing to the bar mitzvah kid, time for Kiddush, Art would be a holy man.
Early on in my tenure, Art sent me an article about what was happening at City Opera. They were making the performances shorter. And he said, Rabbi, as goes the City Opera, so too Park Avenue.
He just wanted people to come and to join in. Whether that was through TGIS, Thank God It's Shabbat, and the innovation when it came to Shabbat morning.
Art believes in keeping things short and meaningful.
We used to have nobody there at 9 a.m. Now, when we start, the place is getting to be very full. It starts to feel like you're a part of something exciting and special.
And so he was a real guiding spirit in creating services that sustained tremendous spiritual and educational and communal impact, but without sacrificing time frame.
Number 5, Art, get more sleep, even if that means you can't return emails within 24 hours.
I always tell him to get more sleep. He doesn't sleep that much, and that's one of his New Year's resolutions every year. 1 day a week he was going to sleep for 2 more hours and go in a little bit late to work every day.
Did he get the sleep? I don't think so, because I was still getting emails.
He would really complain that he's exhausted, and it was clear he didn't get much sleep, because I would get emails from him at like midnight and then again at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
How do you return every single email within 24 hours?
There have been multiple times where I am up so early. I'm walking down the street and I see Art just happily strolling, walking down to his office.
I don't know how Art did it in his own life. The guy's got a family, he's got his business, he's a chairman of the synagogue. I have no idea when the man slept.
So Art, if you're listening, please get some sleep, my friend. Put the computer away, put your BlackBerry. He still uses his BlackBerry, by the way.
Yeah, it's time to get more sleep, Art.
And so there you have it. 5 principles for one of the most principled men around. Although there is one more principle we'd like to include. One which exemplifies Art Penn probably more than any of the others. And it is this: put your everything and all into the things that matter most. And when it came to Park Avenue Synagogue during Art's tenure, this was one he did with flying colors.
When Art became chairman, he was not interested in maintaining the status quo. He saw this as an important opportunity to transform Park Avenue Synagogue into the institution that it could and should be.
Great leaders, right, are those who can, bring out the best in their people.
He respects other people for what they know.
He wanted to build an institution with a set of principles and ideas, even as we used our own creativity in our own special areas.
His consciousness of the importance of community gave us all energy.
He motivated all of us to actually effect positive, transformative change. Change not only in the structure of our buildings, the expansion into a campus, but it was the expansion of our programs, our outreach, our spirit of inclusion and welcome, of meeting people where they are.
Art brought leadership. He brought love of the community, love of the Jewish people, love of Israel.
Art is fiercely devoted to his family.
In every aspect of his life, when it comes to work or the synagogue or our family, it seems like he puts literally 100% into it all.
He brought a lot of what he did for the community home into our family, and I'm proud of the example that he sets for our kids, which I know will carry with them for their lifetime.
Art, we are really so grateful to you.
We are truly blessed to have you and your whole family.
I think the entire community wants to thank you for your overall leadership as chairman, building the future.
Mazel Tov and Toda Rabah, Art, for all the incredible work and time and energy and generosity of spirit you have put into the life of Park Avenue Synagogue.
Congratulations on this great honor. Park Avenue is so lucky to have you. We love you.
It is mind-boggling to think of where the community was and where you brought it during your tenure.
You always thanked us. This is our moment to thank you.
And so for a man who doesn't like to take credit, we are proud to say that through your principles, whether written on a lucite or simply practiced daily, you truly have made Park Avenue Synagogue a home that we will always continue to build together.
Shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. Sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. Barchenu avinu kulanu kechad be'or panecha, ki be'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu. Sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom. שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. תורת חיים, תורת חיים, ואהבת חסד, וצדקה וברכה, ורחמים, וחיים, ושלום. שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. שים שלום, שים שלום, שים
At first, I was really disappointed that I wouldn't be able to have a bar mitzvah in person.
We had a decision to make whether we were going to go ahead with the bar mitzvah. At the end of the day, we decided that this was a commitment we already made, and Gideon had made a big commitment through his studies and hard work. It was also symbolic of that life has to go on.
The clergy came together and they rallied and they immediately put on Zoom rehearsals and practices.
The clergy at the synagogue gave us the opportunity to pick up a Torah from the synagogue and bring it to our home.
And actually, it was interesting that we passed that Torah to the next bar mitzvah because there was a series of bar mitzvahs. I think we were the second or third one. The outpouring from the community was unbelievable.
In some ways, it almost meant more because there was such an immediate sense of hopelessness and fear, and the sense that we could connect in the way in which our ancestors and thousands of years worth of people have connected to one another and to our people was really very uplifting.
We're so appreciative of everybody at the synagogue and the whole community for making this possible. It was a wonderful experience, and we're going to remember this for the rest of our lives.
During that time, especially in the beginning, there was so much uncertainty. Our schedules had been flipped upside down. We were all totally isolated. We were just with our immediate family. I think the virtual Shabbat, being able to kind of join the community together on Friday night just felt so nice and so comforting. And there was just something healing about it. Rabbi Cosgrove would get on, or Ozzy, or some of the other clergy. It always felt like it was going to be okay. You would see the numbers rise on the Zoom, and you just knew that people were there, and that's what they needed at this time. We'd never gone through something like this before. Even as we kind of enter back into some sort of normalcy, it really is still always a part of our schedule. It was just such a special way to stay connected to our community, and I am forever grateful.
We are so excited to be here with the whole community celebrating Art and Eileen and PAS. And even if this is a favorite that when we are all back together, we will sing every single Shabbat in the same room, we realize that this is a special moment in and of itself that we can come together in celebration. Shehechianu.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה היום תאמצנו אמן.
And there is no ba-da. I can't read.
We should have an outtake roll.
Yep. So you'll see him. All right, he'll be in the. All right, that's great.
Should I button this or not? What do you think? You're the most fit synagogue chairman in America. Look at that. Good posture.
All right, you get the bar mitzvah boy chair. This is like, he's like the bar mitzvah boy.
Nah.
Hey guys, my name's Jenny Carroll. I like animals, walks on the beach, back massages. This would be hard to be a real housewife.
So what are we doing at the end? We're take off our shoes. Take off your shoes.
Yeah.
You're like,
What's the over under that I hit Stephanie in the eye? Okay. My shoe.
I couldn't get my. It's gonna hit a balloon, right?
I can't take off my shoes, guys. Is that cute?
Go like that.
I happen to have beautiful feet. Someone gonna have a foot fetish or something?
No. Kick off your shoes and enjoy the show.
Guys,
enjoy the show.
Okay, so did we kill it? Why is no one clapping?
I think it was fine.
He's asked for a steak. Steak medium rare. Mignon. Filet mignon. Filet steak. Filet mignon. Testing 1, 2, 3. Ready?
For so many years, our community, Park Avenue Synagogue, has been able to reach. We've been there for our members. Is that stupid?
Like, words. I say words. We hope they make some kind of sense.
Did not make sense?
We stand for what's right. No, it made sense. It was English. It made sense.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I need 2 seconds. Okay, I got it this time. I'm ready.
Welcome to the after party